guests, Yosef and Elio, who have probably some more dating experiences and personal experiences with those things than I do, because I've only been doing it for what, I've been broken for like 10 months, 9 months maybe.
Long time.
It's long, but it's not as, it's not.
Well, there's these guys.
It's not like a long-term relationship.
It's all about experience, right? I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right?
Yeah.
It's about the length of experience. I do want to say, first of all, about that issue that people ask you what happened and why.
Right.
I have the best. I mean, I don't know about the best answer, but I have a great answer to that. I'm like, do you want the details? Like I press them. Like, what do you want to know? And then they seem interested. They go they get really excited. And I go, there's a rabbi on my resume. You could refer to that person.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
There's plenty of people hearing the story from myself or hearing from somebody involved in the situation is not really going to help. And most of the time, people just want information for the sake of wanting information. Mm-hmm. If it's something really like relevant, like somebody who's interested in dating you and they need to know the story, obviously you direct them to the right parties. But everybody else, they just want to hear. They're just interested in the news, just the lashon hara of it. So
right, Yosef. At what stage would you tell someone? Would you even open up about it, or not?
So I mean, we're talking about what stage on the date. So it depends on who I'm dating. Depends on how the relationship is progressing. But just to jump back to what Elio said, usually when people try to find out info, by asking me, what's happening, I usually give a very over-explained version of nothing. And I'm well, really what happened was, a bunch of years ago, started getting into a relationship, I got married, and we were in a relationship. Every relationship has ups and downs, and you can literally talk about that for 5 minutes, and then at the end of the whole story, it didn't work out. What information did they gain in the past 5 minutes? None. But afterwards they're oh, okay, so now I know the full story. This is amazing.
Right.
And that's key.
I like that, by the way. So what happened? Oh, it's interesting. It was a cold night, September 5th, 1991. My mother was in terrible, terrible pain.
They want the whole story.
And boom, my sister popped down, and then boom, 2 minutes later I popped down. And
right. It's I don't want to blame 9/11, but it didn't help either.
Yeah, I think.
No, that's my birthday. I think people don't. I like to comment on what Elio said. I don't think people mean it impetuously, right? It's just like the awkward elephant in the room. Oh, I know, and I don't know how to contain myself to not ask. Or by the way, even if it's something else, they need to gauge. This guy, he was in that shooting. He was in that car wreck. I don't know. He was a part of that Kool-Aid drinking people.
Right. Well, sometimes they're genuinely curious. Sometimes they actually are concerned for you, and they're really interested. They care. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad or whatever. They really care. Sometimes they're asking for their own self-interest. I've had people walk up to me and go. Not walk up, they've actually called me, because nobody walks up to you anymore.
People
Not in this standing.
A dog walked up to Avery 3 months ago.
Yeah. A dog,
in Stroudsburg.
I kicked it.
We're golfing,
wow.
and this dog.
Do you say that story on dates?
Walks up to him.
But I do tell the shadchanim. I don't say the story on dates, but I tell shadchanim if they have a dog, they need to put on the resume.
It's over.
And I'm not walking up to the door if they have dogs. I'm not doing it. They're going to drive themselves.
Right.
Nobody talks, Shidduchim. This is the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast.